Chapter 2. Stories told through windows. A night spent huddled in the piss-stink of an alehouse alley. Dogs chased them away at dawn. The mother and daughters brushed the mud and straw off their only skirts and walked toward the marketplace again to advertise for a position. The mother's voice is calculating, by turns brassy, pious. Whatever works. I am Margareta of the Ten Broek family. My grandfather was Peter Ten Broek, who lived in the shadow of the Zeilpoort. A good family. I have come back here hoping to stay with them, but now I learn that he and his wife are dead, and my uncles are also lost through poxes and other whimsies of God. You don't know my face, but you know my grandfather's. He stood tall in this city. To honour his name, I ask you to stand by me, because there's no one left to turn to. First, Margareta makes her plea at the half-doors of merchant halls. She'll do needlework in exchange for a clutch of blankets in a shed or byre. She'll do barn labour, just give her food for herself and her ungainly daughters. She'll mind the ill-tempered young, and she'll wring milk from her breasts if fractious infants need it. Her breasts don't look up to the task. The merchants lob wilting lettuces at her. So Margareta turns to residential streets. Some of the houses are deafened, shutters like wooden mouths over their window ears. Margareta lingers in lanes till maids open up their masters' homes. She chatters with brave familiarity at the girls who come out to wash the stoops. Oh, you don't want to know what hardship we leave behind in the God-forsaken muck of an English country village. Bog-stench to remember, I'll tell you now. But I was originally from here, one of you. My father left when I was still an infant, to Ely, to March, to teach the foolish English how to drain their damp lands in the way we Hollanders perfected. He taught the trade to my husband, Jack Fisher, who performed it well enough, until the high tides of this fall. Then the earthworks were breached, and the fens flooded, and the fields and crops ruined beyond redemption. And the villagers of March and the web-footed fen folk could see what the coming winter would be like. They would rather have killed a Dutchman, but my father was dead of the ague, and no Dutchman was to be had, so they killed the next best thing. One of their own, who had married a Dutch maid, my own husband, Jack. A maid splashes a bucket of dirty water on the cobbles. Margareta has to leap back to keep from a dunking. A good wife at a window examining a stain in a lace collar. Margareta. They cornered my man, my sorry Jack Fisher, out in a haunted copse one night last week. They hit my poor Jack on the head with an eel spear. My daughters and I left under cover of darkness the very same evening, fearing for our lives. English peasants are a vengeful lot, and we were seen as strangers, though the girls were born there. The sounds in the lane, of ale courage and ale anger, and the girls started from their sleep, and Margareta's eyes darting, crusty, and her frightened voice, "We must get away from this place. Up, you lumpkin daughters, up, or this sleep is your last." The good wife ducks her eyes away as if Margareta has been only a chirping jackdaw on the sill. The window shuts gently. Margareta moves along to the window of a neighbour without losing the momentum of her recital. The English have a morbid fear of the foreigner among them. You know it. And though the girls have an English father, I trained them to speak the language of my grandfather Peter Ten Broek, who served this town well, or so I am told. I thought we might need to return to our home soil, and so we have. We aren't wastrels or refugees. We're not dirty gypsies. We are your own. Welcome us back. Iris sees that her mother isn't good at generating sympathy. Something about the hard edge of her jaw, the pinching nostrils. "Look at my girls," says Margareta. if your stomach can bear it. Haven't I suffered enough, with one of them gibbering and staggering like a drunken farmer on market day? She shrugs at Ruth. And the other? She pushes Iris forward. Plain as a board, an affront to the eye. Why did God deny me sons who might have been a comfort to a mother in distress? If we die on the streets of this town for your coldness, the hand of God will visit pestilence upon you. Good day, bitch hound. Iris, mind your sister. A palsied hand has reached out to draw the window closed against Margaretta and her daughters. A murmured prayer against Margaretta's curse. Let me tell you what I know about hunger and plague, says Margaretta, pestering a burgher who is trying to slide by her unaccosted. Your townsmen refer us to the poorhouses here and promise that the needy can fatten themselves there on butter and beef. But I have seen the poor fight over a sick dog, to kill it and char its meat and puke it up within the hour. I've known hunger to turn father against son and husband against wife. My, the things you say. Iris is amazed at her mother's testimony. You think I embroider these things? Hunger is real, says Margaretta. Haven't I seen children munching on rats? But she softens her voice and tries a new approach. I have skills, old mother. I know the herbs and tisanes for the stiffness in the joints. I know what to gather, and how to dry it, and what to mete out, and what to reserve. I know the warts, the simples, the roots. I know... She pauses, judging her next audience of one weak-chinned old dame. I know the holy words to pronounce, and when they fail, the unholy. I know the spells, I know the secret charms, I know the invisible comforts. The frightened crone bangs her shutter closed so hard that it nearly catches her crippled hand at the wrist.